in war zones, exemplified by the cities and towns of Ukraine under bombardment, where strangers shelter and share together and sing to repel despair. In all oppressed and neglected communities everywhere, including right here and right now. May we all be alert to the importance of love in all its forms, in romance, friendship, compassion, and community. Let's also focus on love for the land we occupy and respect for its true history, which goes back thousands of years. Please join us now in recognizing our responsibility to be stewards of this land. We acknowledge that we do so in cooperation with the people of the Blackfoot Confederacy, for whom this Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta is traditional territory. The people of the Blackfoot Confederacy are comprised of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Dene First Nation Band, the Tsuut'ina, and the Nakota First Nation, also known as the Stoney. Alberta's Nakota First Nation comprises 3 bands. Please join in: Bear's Paw, Chiniki, and Wesley. Yes. Mohkinstsis, the Blackfoot word for what is now known as the city of Calgary, is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta region. In offering a land acknowledgement, we honor those who have long been the stewards of this place and accept our shared responsibility for being good caretakers. We acknowledge also that Treaty 7, signed September 22nd, 1877, was entered into as a collaboration between settlers and Indigenous peoples, making us all treaty people.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Shelley Thompson. My pronouns are she and her, and I am delighted to be the interim minister here at Calgary Unitarians and to welcome you all to this all ages worship in honor of Valentine's Day and loving the whole world. If you are new with us or you're visiting for the first time or recent arrivals with us, feel free to talk to us at coffee hour. We're always happy to answer questions about our faith community and help you get to know the place and get connected. That's our goal. And today we have, we're just beyond excited because look who's here. It's Jane Perry. Woo! And we're going to give Jane a cheer you up cheer because she just got news about more treatment required. That is not fun news. So what would you like? Would you like "We love you" or "You can do it"? What would you like, Jane?
How about cheers?
Let's 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yeah. Now, does anybody else need a cheer today? Who needs a cheer? You want one? What do you need? What do you want us to say? Waiting for medical stuff. So, courage. Patience. Patience. 1, 2, 3. Patience. And good news, right? Good news. Anyone else? Who else? You want one? You know you want one. All right. Well, we love you one and all. We're going to have a chance to get up and give hugs and say hi to another in just a minute. We have an exciting day planned today. We're going to do one of our all-gen worships. Sheila's going to be our leader today. And so after that story, we'll do our offering, and then we're going to head on into Wickenden. We're going to make Valentine's, and we're going to get ready to have lunch because it's also an exciting day. It's Panabaker Award Day, which this year is going to, of course, our beloved Mary Anna Louise Kovar. Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so we had to remember how to do that in person, have a luncheon and present an award. It's very exciting. So we hope you'll stick around for lunch and good conversation and making of Valentine's and all that wonderful social time that we have to get to know one another. So now's a wonderful time. If you're able to rise in body or spirit, we're going to say hi to everybody on Zoom. We love you, Zoom. Good morning. We love you. We're glad you're here with us. And now we can say hi to each other here in the hall. Hey, Jen's here. See, I embarrassed you, but I didn't sing you out, right? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's so good to have a full house and be together. And now you know why we planned a lunch. We have a lot of catching up to do, don't we? Every week we want to have hugs and loves and get to see our people. We all know what a special blessing it is to be together, especially after the time we had to spend apart. Good morning. The words of our child sliding come from Amy Carol Webb. Brand new candle. For the art of sacred unknowing, humbled by all that we cannot fathom in this time, we come into the presence of what we do know, perhaps the only thing we can ever know, that love is now and forever, the only answer to everything and everyone in the moment. Please rise in body or spirit, and Jane and Christian have a very special musical entertainment for us that you all get to participate in. It's entertaining. It is entertaining. Try your best to keep up. Don't feel bad when you can't. It's hard.
Not hard. She's making that up. Not hard. Well, friends, good morning. It's so good to be back with you all. It's good to be home in community. Thank you all for being here today and on Zoom as well. I know we've got lots of friends joining us from all over the place this morning. So thank you, all of you, for being here. Our song this morning is written by the Black U.S. singer, songwriter, social justice activist, Melanie Demore. It's called Put One Foot in Front of the Other and Lead with Love. If you've been in euphonia for any length of time, you know this one cold and you can help us with it. The verses are call and response. So one of us will sing the call and you all sing it back to us, but the chorus is one we do together. And yes, there's clapping, not hard.
I guess it's home. All right, everybody.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Whoa. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot
Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. One foot in front of the other.
With love, one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. We gotta put one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. One foot in front of the other, and lead with love. I know you're scared. Well, I'm scared too. But here I am. Right next to you. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love, and lead with love.
All right, some amazing music and singing. I just love it. I just love it. Woo! So, good morning, everyone. I'm Dearie Sheila McMaster, the Director of Religious Education here at the Calgary Unitarians, and my pronouns are she and her. And today we're talking all about love and Valentine's Day, which is in 2 days, February 14th. You might think, is it the 14th? Some of us, it's still the 12th because we're getting ready for Valentine's, right? We're getting prepped. We're getting ready for it. And so, and today, as you know, we're celebrating a couple of my favorite people. So Jane Perry back in the house. And of course, Mariana Louise Kovar and her Panabaker Award after the service is going to be very exciting. So I feel so full of love for both of them. And I'm excited for that part of the day. And to start us off, you might think, well, Valentine's Day, is that just a romantic holiday? You know, if you have a significant other and if you're all alone, you're like, this is a sucky, sad day with just commercial chocolates and I'm going to eat some chocolate at home alone. No, Valentine's Day actually, even historically, is all about friendships. So the love you might have in your family and the love that you have for your friends and the love that you have for other people, acquaintances, and the love that you have for the world. And so for me, whenever I celebrate Valentine's Day, I don't do it as a couple event. I do it as a family event. So we'll go out together as a family or play a board game night. So that's how I celebrate Valentine's Day. And I'll start you all off just to get a feel of love in the world with our story today called Love the World by Todd Parr. Hit the slides. There we go. Love the World by Todd Parr. Love the world. Love your face. Love your space. Love your nose and love your toes. Love your eyes and love your size. Love your walk. Love your talk. Love giving a hand. Love taking a stand. Love yourself. Love the world. Love the bees. Love the trees. Love your ears and love your tears. Love your hair and love your flair. Love being kind and love using your mind. Love making art and love sharing your heart. Love yourself and love the world. Love your giggle, love your wiggle, love your grin, love your skin, and love the land. Love the sea, love the earth, love you and me. Love yourself, love the world. You will meet many people and go many places. You can always find something to love about yourself, the world, and everyone in it. Love yourself and love the world. The end. And so some of you might be wondering, where did Valentine's Day come from? Is this just a commercial grab for cards and chocolates and roses that double in price on the 14th? Well, actually, it goes back much, much further. And so, oh, and some of you might think also, kids give Valentines all the time in elementary, and you might be thinking, when did Valentines become co-opted by our children? You know, what about me, right? I'll tell you all about it. So the custom of trading Valentines, oh, and this is by, the article is written by Alicia Zelenko, and it was fact-checked by the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica. So you know it must be true. All right. So the custom of trading Valentines seems to have begun in Europe and in the United States in the 18th century, and Canada, let's add Canada. But some legends attribute the exchange of affectionate greetings to Saint Valentine himself. Valentine may have been the name of one or two martyred Christians. One is said to have been a priest and physician in Rome, and the other a bishop in Trani, Italy. And both are said to have been executed on February 14th, about the year 270, and could very well have been the same person. We're not sure. In any case, the stories describe how Valentine was condemned to death for defying the emperor by secretly marrying couples to spare the husbands from war. So I guess at that time, only if you're single, they're like, yep, you can go. And they're like, yeah, let's get married. So allegedly, when he was in the jail, he befriended the jailer's daughter, whom he also miraculously cured of blindness. And the night before his execution, he is said to have written her a farewell message signed off, "Your Valentine." I know. However fitting the tale of Valentine's message may seem, it did not immediately initiate the tradition of sending Valentine Day greetings. Indeed, Valentine Day didn't even become a holiday until the 5th century, when the Pope Gelasius I purportedly needed a convenient holiday to replace the Roman festival of Lupercalia, taking place mid-February. And Lupercalia was known for its excessive merriment and such distinctive fertility rituals. And so we know many of our pagan holidays have been preempted to the Christian holidays. So this is Valentine's is another one of those where the pagan holiday has become conveniently Christian. So we could celebrate St. Valentine's, or I could look up Lupercalia later today. And we'll see. Gelasius, perhaps in an effort to end such pagan festivities, inaugurated a feast day to commemorate Valentine on the saint's execution date, which, you know, seems a little sad, but all right. But it was still not yet observed as a day to celebrate love. So scholars believe it didn't become until nearly 1,000 years later when Geoffrey Chaucer wrote The Parliament of Fools, which he wrote in 1380 to 90, and first connected the day with romance. And the earliest letters between lovers referring to St. Valentine's Day began to appear soon after the poem's publication in the 14th century. And early Valentine Day cards, however, were not limited to couples. See, it didn't start as couples. Indeed, some historians suggest that Valentines come from the German tradition of friendship, Freundschaftskarten. That's my best German impression. As they are called, were traded during New Year's Day, birthdays, and other anniversaries. This is a tradition as long as history itself and dating back to ancient Egypt and China, where friends exchanged gifts for the new year. And sometime in the 18th century, Europeans and Americans and Canadians began exchanging friendship cards on Valentine's Day. And the practice increased in the mid-19th century, especially in England, when they had the penny post. And so sending Valentines was much more affordable. And meanwhile, printing technology improved and expanded the market, and then customers in Europe and US and Canada could choose from a wide selection of Valentines. And one was Esther Howland's popular handmade collages, and they were assembled in Massachusetts. I cannot say Massachusetts. I need help with that. By her female employees, whom she paid a fair wage, one of the first entrepreneurs to do so. So marketing of Valentines actually can be linked to fair wages for women. And the exchange continued right to the 20th century. And many say, "To my Valentine." And it shows the popularity of cards were also printed in Germany. So the Germans really like Valentine's as well. And some cards suggest message between lovers, others show notes to a grandmother or addressed to an uncle or friendly correspondence between old chums. And then classroom exchange started and kids started making homemade cards, and manufacturers like Hallmark began selling inexpensive cards with, 3D and custom envelopes. And so soon people were exchanging them all the time. So yes, they're big business, but at the heart, it's a long-standing playful tradition between couples, friends, family, and classmates to express their affection. So today we actually I printed out a ton of Valentines for all of you that you can fill out. Some are just like a blank page where you can fill in, write a note to somebody that you care about. Some you can color yourself. Some are already colored and you just have to put to and from, whatever you please, on those cards. So they're on the back table in Wickenden. So please think of somebody in this world that you would like to give a Valentine to. Maybe even make one for yourself, because Valentine's is a wonderful day to love yourself, love others, and love the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. You know who else does Valentine's? It's a big part of our youth culture. We don't call them Valentines, but when our youth go to a conference, at the end of the conference, everybody decorates one of those cute little lunch bags, and everybody puts their lunch bag up on the wall, and they all spend that Sunday writing notes to one another and putting them in those little bags. So everybody goes home with a bag full of notes of positive, affirming messages, and they tell each other what they like about each other, what they admire about each other, and they thank one another for having such a wonderful weekend together. And I love that tradition. And that's something our youth do that we can learn from too. Now is the time when we collect our offering to sustain this self-sustaining community. We give these gifts freely. We receive these gifts gratefully. We dedicate these gifts to the work of our congregation, serving human wholeness, caring for our planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, and loving one another. Ushers, please come forward.
So Jane and I are going to perform a little piece called "It's Only a Paper Moon." And I'm not the greatest with words, but what I think the song is saying is it doesn't matter if the world's real or not, if the love is not real. And so I really thought it worked well for Valentine's Day. So here we are. It's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey's world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. a honky-tonk parade without your love. It's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's Barnum and Bailey's world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
Thank you, that was wonderful. And now you're all invited in just a moment to join us out in Wickenden Hall. We're going to make Valentines and go ahead and get some coffee and cookies, and lunch I think is already ready already. So let's just settle in out there, and in about 10 or 15 minutes, our board of directors will be making that presentation for Mariana Louise. But we're just going to carry on eating and making Valentines while we listen to those wonderful speeches and while we honor her. So it's something we'll do all at once. It's going to be fun. We extinguish this chalice, but not the flame of love in our hearts, which we carry everywhere. May we go from this place open to life, expecting to love, and prepared to serve. Amen.